Blow. Blow it out.
Do you ever worry that the prime of your life has already passed you by, and it didn't even have the courtesy to let you know as it flew overhead? They say that life begins at 40 or that 60 is the new 50, but when do we reach our physical and mental peaks, and can we do anything about it? Economists, sports scientists, and psychologists research Olympic and chess performances and thousands of online quizzes to estimate the average age at which people reach their mental and physical prime. They're trying to learn how our brains and bodies behave and whether there is a lesson that could improve each. The good news is that while we may have peaked in one area, we're most likely improving in another. According to Joshua Hartshorne, an assistant professor of psychology at Boston College, who studies how various cognitive functions vary with age, says, at every age you're getting better at something and worse at others. According to the study, people attain their physical peaks at different periods for various reasons. Fast-twitch muscle fibers aid in speed and power, like sprinting, and are more common in our muscles when we're young. Slow-twitch muscle fibers associated with endurance becomes more numerous in muscles as we age. Physical characteristics can also play a role. In muscle-intense sports like swimming, women have less muscle to lose and peak at a younger age than males. So, what age are we our fastest, most robust, and the most creative? Let's start with our physical peak. Our bodies are incredible machines that can adapt and improve with time and effort. However, there comes a point when we hit our physical peak, the maximum potential our body can achieve in terms of strength, endurance, and overall performance. Rafal Chomik, an Australian economist at the ARC Center of Excellence in Population Aging Research, led a study on peak physical performance among Olympic and professional athletes, examining how well different age groups performed in various sports. Athletes typically peak in their mid-20s in sports that require speed, power, and maximum oxygen use, such as sprinting. In endurance sports such as marathons, the peak age is often 40. Athletes in tactical, low-impact sports such as sailing and equestrian competition compete at elite levels in their 50s. Elite swimmers peak in their early 20s, powerlifters peak at 35, and equestrians peak even later. According to Chomik, this is consistent with research on cognitive capacity, noting that young people succeed at activities requiring raw processing power, while older adults excel at strategy. Another finding from the athlete study is that elite athletes' peak performance ages are growing. For example, the average age of the top 100 men and women in tennis is 4 to 6 years older than in the 1980s. Athletes compete for extended periods of time thanks to advancements in training, equipment, and sports science. Stephen Peters, a San Diego-based equestrian, has competed in 5 Olympic Games, winning bronze medals in 1996 and 2016. However, he claims the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo were his best years yet. He was part of the silver medal-winning U.S. dressage team at the age of 56. Peters admits that he had more energy when he was younger. However, as he's aged, he has extra wisdom that goes pretty far. Peter intends to compete in the years 2024 and 2028. Depending on how we think, our creativity peaks early or late in our careers. Our ability to quickly absorb facts peak in our late teens, whereas our vocabulary skills peak in our 6th decade. According to Bruce Weinberg, an economist professor at Ohio State University, most people associate creativity with youth, but this depends on the type of creativity. Innovation tends to follow 2 distinct patterns, said Weinberg, co-author of a study that looked at the age at which 31 Nobel laureates in economics published their most significant research. This study was defined as one with the most citations. One mode of thought is conceptual, while the other is experimental. At the age of 25, economists who questioned conventional wisdom and thought more abstractly released their single most important publication. They are conceptual thinkers. In their mid-50s, economists who tend to develop their work based on collective knowledge and experience authored their most significant publications. They are considered experimental thinkers. According to Weinberg, the same 2 innovation patterns surface in studies of writers and artists. A conceptual artist, Pablo Picasso, created some of his most notable work while still in his 20s. Now, Robert Frost, a more experimental innovator, wrote for years before publishing his first book of poetry at the age of 40. Another study of peak mental performance involved the game of chess. Chess is a fair proxy for performance in cognitive demanding tasks, according to Uwe Sunde, an economics professor at the Ludwig Maximilian University in Munich. He and his colleagues studied 24,000 professional chess matches to measure top players' performance. The researchers compared the individuals' recorded moves to the best moves suggested by the modern chess computer. Then they examined how players' performance evolved over time and when they peaked. According to Sunde, individual performance climbed quickly until the early 20s and peaked around 35. According to Joshua Hartshorne of Boston College, not all thinking talents peak at the same time or age. According to statistics from standardized IQ and internet-based exams, processing speed, which is the capacity to comprehend fast and recall information like names, peak around 18. The accumulation of facts and knowledge, known as crystallized intelligence, peaked later. Vocabulary skills peak around the age of 65. Hartshorne also discovered that grammar and language learning skills continue to develop for roughly 30 years in another study he did utilizing the results of online grammar quizzes. The 30-year learning period for native language begins around birth. A second language starts when someone begins to learn that language. So if you move to Paris and start speaking French at the age of 30, you can expect to continue improvement until you reach around age 60. Learning goes on longer than we might expect. Hey guys, we come to the end of the video. Are you surprised by the age at which we hit our physical and mental peak? If so, please leave a comment in the section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. Until then, we'll see you next time.